Obviously, the injuries to the defence last season were probably the biggest issue. Given that it's already started, is that a major concern? Do you know why it's defenders who are more at risk of injury in particular?
No, I can't tell you. So but some of them I wouldn't call it an injury, but it's part of building up into the season and precaution, because they had issues in the pre-season and in the spring. So it's a continually process with them to building them up into a new season. And but you heard just the question, how do you address this game tomorrow? Yeah, but also even when it's coming into a league game, we are not in a position we can risk players and then lose them for a long period.
And with Joshua Zirkzee, obviously you've been able to watch him train this week. How's he settling in?
Yeah, we had actually only just 1-2 team training, but everyone was there. So yeah, that's a very short period. And last week he did for 4 days he did an individual. Then he did for 3 days he did in group sessions. And now we are 100% with our team. So yeah, it's a very short period to assess this.
How's Rashford's form? I wasn't in America, and given the fact that you have no Ireland at the moment, how important could Rashid be over the next weeks, Saturday, ongoing?
Was too late here to watch the games.
Couldn't see them.
Oh, no, you couldn't see them. No, I think Resi is we have all seen in the tour. He's very lively. He's in, I think, in a very good shape already. And yeah, we expect a lot, as we expect from the whole team a lot this season again.
I mean, there were suggestions that he may have had problems. I won't go into that, but how is his kind of vibe? How's his mood now?
There are so many suggestions around Manchester United, around this team, and so we know the truth. And he is working very good, very hard, very engaged. And he's very ambitious and motivated to make it a very good season.
And did you ever get, finally for me, did you ever get to the bottom of why it was that he dipped after the previous season when he scored most goals for United?
Yeah, there's so many reasons that you can list, and I think it goes much too far. And that is not, there will be part individual, but definitely also club, team, and many reasons why a player is performing or not.
Mike, when you spoke in America about player availability, you want it better this season, the players available. Are you looking for a change in mentality maybe from when players are 90% and that they can maybe play through a bit of pain for the team? No,
but they will do. But that also they and many players have done this in my period here. But also that you run a risk when you have this approach, because top football is going to the edge, going over the edge, and then players get injured. That is not avoidable, and it's a problem for us, but for every Premier League club we have seen. I've seen the list. We are not number one in the injuries.
And just on your kind of feelings on going back to Wembley, I mean that. When it was at the end of last season, it must have been a very emotional win for you, particularly with everything, the noise around your future. Were you expecting to be sat here speaking to us before that last trip to Wembley?
I think I'm now going for the 6th time to Wembley, and every time it's an amazing visit, and so I'm really looking forward.
Harry, just coming back to Joshua Zirkzee, obviously the club spent a lot of money, invested a lot in him. There's that step up obviously in terms of the quality of the league. What makes you think that he can take that step up, and what kind of a personality is he as well, please?
Yeah, I think it's for every player who's coming into a new league, into a new club, that costs time. And I think also for every player to go into the Premier League, we all know the intensity is higher in comparison with the leagues where they're coming from. But he has an experience. He was a player in Germany, he was a player in Belgium, he was a player in Italy. So yeah, he already has collected a lot of good experience, and that will help him. But yeah, still he have to make a step, and we have to help him. And then yeah, you see, it's not like on say early days that you have a proper pre-season with a team, and it's not. Hey, he went to the Euros, so he had to train on his own, individual here. So yeah, he and we need time to fit him in, and that will take some weeks.
Go back.
Oh, hi, Erik. You've won the League Cup and the FA Cup your first 2 seasons. Can you feel you can take the next step this season and challenge for the Premier League title?
We will challenge for the Carabao Cup, and we will challenge for the FA Cup as well. And so what it shows, that we are competitive, and it shows that we can beat any opponent. That is what we proved in the last 2 seasons. And it doesn't matter, we faced Oldham in the FA Cup, we beat Liverpool, we beat Man City. But our challenge is to bring consistency in, and also against, and I say this with all the respect, against lower class teams. I don't think there are lower class teams in the Premier League, to win the points. And I think other teams are ahead of us in that prospect, and there we have to catch up.
Last 2, Carl and Rob.
Hallo, meneer Ten Hag. Hoe gaat het?
Thank you. Ja, heel goed.
Ja.
Wat aardig. Goed geoefend in de zomer. wel exercise in de zomer.
Thank you. Brilliant. I want to go back to a quote you told me after the game against Fulham, where we're talking about defensive quality, and you said, I think rest defense can be better. How are you looking to improve that this season, getting that rest defense to the way you want it?
I can't remember so in particular rest defense, but rest defense also always, and that can be an issue in that game, but in principle, I have to say our rest defense wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. But I think our reactions after we lose ball, they can be better. Our decision making after we lose ball, they could be better. And we worked in pre-season on this issue, but it's also, last 2 days we had the whole squad in, and this is the first time I can work with the whole squad on those issues. So I addressed it, but that will take time to fit this in, because we fit it in 50% of the group, and now and that are also key players who are returning now. We have to fit it with them in as well. So we have to bring everything quickly together, because on Saturday we start with the first official game.
Because of this, because of the way you've had some of your squad in the United States and some here, will it mean it will take a little bit more time for Manchester United to hit 100%? So we might need to wait until September?
I can see this like this way, because we didn't have time together. Mm-hmm. And we have to work on our game model to find the patterns. There was a break. They all played Euros, Copa America, so they were in different teams, so with different game models, with different patterns. And now we have to bring this together, and it's complicated, and I'm not the only one. United is not the only one who has to deal with this problem, but there are also teams with less international players. They can make a proper pre-season, so they are probably ahead of us, and we have to deal with it in the coming week, with avoiding that we dropping points.
Last question, Rob.
There were some pictures that the club put out of you showing pictures of the celebrations after the cup final to the players to say, this is what we want to experience more days like that. I know that you said over there that you don't want to take risks ahead of Saturday, but you have to balance that against what beating City at Wembley could do for the start of your season, because obviously in terms of optimism, fans would enjoy that, and there would be a lot of belief around the club having beaten City at Wembley ahead of the start of the Premier League.
but also we know now already we can beat City, and that is not dependent from the result on Saturday, and that will not change that belief, because the FA Cup win was a much on a high occasion than the game on Saturday, but nevertheless we want to win, but we showed all in occasions more we can beat City, so we have that belief, but we don't want to take risk with players and lose players for a long period, because that is what we have to take from last season when you're getting in a pattern with missing many injuries, missing players with many injuries in the same unit of a team that affects the results. And we want to go up in the season and to get the results, but then players has to be available.
Okay, thank you very much.